Hello again, Internet. This is the Bagel, and I am here to teach you my own original model. It's a winged heart, but that's not it. It can also transform into an origami lovebird. And the lovebird even flaps, and if you hold it just right, there's actually a beating heart on its back. I think it's really cool. Can't wait for you guys to be able to fold it. It's really fun. So yeah, I'm ready if you are. So for this tutorial, I'm going to use a red sheet of kami, 6 inches. You can use printer paper if you want, but it won't really be distinguishable which one is the heart and which one is the wings as far as color is concerned. I'm sure it could still work, but I've only ever used 6-inch kami on this. So anyway, color side up, you want to start by folding in half diagonally. So just bring that point to that point. Crease sharply, because we're going to end up getting quite a few layers stacked up later. It'll make things easier. Alright, keeping this folded, you want to bring this point to this point. So folding it in half down the middle. So again, crease real sharp. And now you want to unfold that one crease. So what you want to do now is you want to take up just this first flap with the flat edge at the top. You want to take up this first flap and bring this point to the intersection of this middle crease and the edge. So you're going to have this point going up to this intersection right here. And you can already see the model. The white's going to be the wings, the red's going to be the heart. Now what you want to do is you want to flip it over right to left. And you want to fold up this point the same way that you did on the other side. So right to the intersection of the edge and the crease. Try to get it right down the middle if you can. On this you don't need to crease as sharply because obviously that's going to be the heart. So now what you want to do is you want to unfold this, and then you want to rotate 180 degrees where the flat part's on the bottom. And now you want to take this white flap and you want to take the edge and you want to put it along the crease we just made. So that crease. So just take that edge and don't pick up this this single layer right here, just the double white layer. Crease extra sharp. There we go. And now flip it over top to bottom. And you can already see that it's taking shape. Now what we can go ahead and do is shape the heart. Just get the little crevice in there. So rotate it 180 degrees. And you just want to bring this point down. Bring this point down to the intersection of this red edge with the middle crease. And just make a pinch mark though. You don't want to actually make a crease. I mean, it doesn't really matter, but I like to make a pinch mark. Alright, now what you want to do is you want to bring this point and try to estimate the middle between this crease and this crease. So this pinch and this crease. So you want the point to end up right around here. It doesn't really matter, it's just kind of to taste. But this will just determine how far down the crevice of the heart goes. So maybe about right there. And then crease that. You don't want that to be a pinch. Alright, now rotate it 180 degrees again. And what you want to do is, you see we have this extra on this layer sticking up above this really long flat edge. So what we want to do is we just want to fold that extra around. And it's good to put a finger here to go ahead and hold this flap in place just because it can move around. So you just want to fold that around. Just kind of pinch along. And then you can unhook it from the back like that, and then it'll just kind of go behind that one layer. So there you go. Now what you want to do is, through all layers, you want to just pinch around the edge of this triangle. So just this little V right here, you're just going to pinch the crevice through all the layers. So, like that. You don't want to crease too far. Just want to try to get right along that edge and stop when you get to the middle crease. Alright, so after you've pinched around the triangle, you can just take that triangular flap, fold it upward, and then you can tuck it back in here in the pocket that we tucked the other stuff into, because we don't need that flap anymore. So now if you just do this and then fold it in half, you can see we almost have a heart. We still have to blunt these sides, but that just happens naturally during the wing folding process. So now what you want to do is you want to flip it over, and you want to go ahead and just flatten it out. But we don't need any of that getting in our way. Alright, so now what you want to do is we've got this middle crease right here. We want to bring this edge right here up to this crease. This is a little hard, so just bring this single layer, just kind of stick your thumb under it and kind of guide it along, and you want to just bring this edge up to the crease. And you can see the rest of this gets lifted up. Don't worry about that. Don't crease it down or anything. You just want to crease all the way back into the little corner right here. So, creasing all the way back into that corner. Try to crease as sharply as you can. It'll make it easier to see. This is going to be a reference crease. So you can just unfold that. And now you want to do the same thing on the other side. So I'll show you again. So you just kind of want to unfold a little bit. And then you want to take this edge and put it along this crease. Crease all the way back into that corner. If you have any weird stuff happening in the corner, you can just kind of massage it with your finger and try to get it out. Alright, there you go. So now we have these. So we've got a little V and a line going down the middle. So now what you want to do is just on this white part, so you want to kind of lift up this white part. You want to fold along this middle crease. This is probably the most difficult part of the whole thing, just because the paper doesn't really want to do this. But what you want to do is you want to take this edge and you want to fold it up to the crease, each crease that we just made. So we're going to make, basically we're going to bisect this angle and find the middle point between these two. So probably better just to watch first and then do it yourself, but you just want to pinch this little part. Again, we're not doing anything on this single layer, just this white part. So pinch the edge, make sure you get the whole edge, and then you just want to kind of lean it over, pivot along this point until you get to the crease, and then you'll have this part that we're folding, and then you just want to pinch all that down and unfold. And now you want to do the same thing on this side. So pinch, pivot, and push. Alright, so now I'm just going to go ahead and erase these. We don't need those anymore. That'd just be a little confusing. So now we just have these two creases that we're worrying about, that we just made. If you got over that hurdle, good job. It was hard to design it around that. But you get better at it as you practice. So if you couldn't do it, just keep trying. You'll eventually get it. So now, what we're going to do is we're going to take this edge and we're going to bring it up to the crease we just made right here. So once again, you just kind of want to open up the crease and you want to fold the edge right up to that crease and then go all the way back in the corner. So it should look a little something like this. So we brought this crease up to this crease. And now, without flattening this, I'm going to do the same thing on this side. So bring this edge to that crease. And this little flap right here is going to be the bird beak later. So now I have these two flaps that aren't flattened. I'm going to show you the left side. So basically just kind of hold down the creases we just made. And you'll see that we've got this crease from earlier. You just want to kind of take that and fold it. And let's see, I'm trying to figure out a good way to approach this. Basically what you want to do is you want to take this corner and just kind of fold it down level with where, so you're basically making a crease that would make this into a box. So from this point down, we're folding this part over. And you want to try to make sure you get this red triangle. There's a line here, and you want to try to line that up with this middle crease. So crease all the way up to the corner of that box. So like that. And then you want to take this flap, kind of pinch that together. Then you just want to flatten it out, making this go down in that angle and making this part level with this part. So you just want to kind of pinch everything down. So from this side, that's what that'll look like. The wings are getting close to done. So now I'm going to show you again on this side. I realize it's kind of tricky, but so basically we've got this little box and we're just going to take this point and make a crease down until it hits this edge. And remember you've got a crease going down the middle here. You want to try to line it up with the crease folding this in half. Alright, so we've made a crease this far, nothing up here. You want to pinch this. Make sure you keep this this flat folded down. And we're basically just going to take the wing and push it out of the way. But we're going to try to make sure that the part up here is level We don't want it like sticking up like this. We don't want to pull it way out. Just want it to be level with the top. Then you just kind of smush everything down. Alright, there you go. So the wings are pretty close to done. We just have 2 more steps and then an optional pleats that you can make. But now what we want to do is, so we've got that little point right there. We're going to fold this up at an angle, starting from this point, and we're going to make something called a swivel fold, where we're going to fold a little part of this inside out. Basically what you want to do is this top edge, there's a crease coming down, it's about like that. Basically what you want to do is you want to shift how much of this flap you're bringing over based on whether or not that crease, is perpendicular to the ground. So basically you want it to be pointing straight down, and remember to make the crease from this point. Really, whatever reference points you want, however you want to do it, this is just the way I like to do it. I realize it's kind of difficult. So once you've got at least a decent looking flap, doesn't have to be exact, you just want to flatten everything, and I'll show again how to do that. So you want to take this up, pinch at that point, and then you want to also fold out all the way up here, but you want to make sure that you see the top crease, and you want to try to make it perpendicular to the ground. So that crease is almost, you can see it right there, it's about parallel to the ground. There we go. And then you want to crease everything in between. Alright. Almost done. So you can flip it over. You can see our heart that we've made. Really, if you want, I guess you could leave it like this, but we've got these points that kind of bother me. So what you want to do is, the crease we just made, you want to unfold, but keep the swivel. So don't let it unfold like that. Just kind of make sure that fold stays, and just fold down over top of it. I don't think it really matters, but potentially preventing any future problems. Alright, so with the heart side, what we want to do is we want to fold, we've got this little white triangle here. What we want to do is we want to fold it back, and we want the crease to go along this little red edge right here. So we're just trying to make the heart look better. So you just want to fold just behind there, and you'll notice the crease needs to keep going even past that triangle. So go ahead and let it just crease all the way. You just want to try to hide the white, and do the same thing on this side. Again, try to crease quite a bit, because we're going to end up doing something called an open sync. I think it's an open sync. I can't really definitively say. You'll see what I mean. So again, crease the crap out of it. You want to make sure it is easy to sync. So now unfold, and now on one of the wings, if you just take it and you pull outward like this, you'll notice that we have a little bit of a triangle. So this little triangle right here. Now you don't want to unfold it so far that you get some weird kite-looking shape. You wanna keep the back folded, and just unfold the little the crease we made that completed the box. So now when you're here, all you really have to do is take your thumb and just kind of push the point in. All right, I'll do it again. If you creased well enough, it should happen naturally. If not, then it might give you a little bit of trouble. But literally, you just take your thumb and you push it in, and then putting your fingers behind to kind of help. You want to pinch around the edge of the crease. And then whenever you've got it sunk, you can just fold it back down. And then you can fold back up this little part from earlier. I let the swivel go somehow. Oh, because I was showing you what not to do. Okay, so that side's complete. So now we just need to do this side. So again, kind of holding right here. You want to unfold the wing, and then we've got that little triangle. So really all you have to do is push with your thumb, and then make sure you don't go too far outside the creases. Try to stay right where you made the creases. Pinch everything together, and then fold it all down, and then lift this back up. And then you can just crease everything real hard. You just want to make sure everything goes together well. Alright, congratulations if you've made it this far. That's basically the entire model. Oh, and whenever you fold back this crevice, you want to make sure you're not messing up the back at all. You want to make sure you still fold along the same creases back here, and basically just fold in half, and there you go. So really, you could be done here if you want. I think this looks perfectly fine, but you might remember that I pleated these wings, so I'll show you how to do that. So flattening everything back out, you just want to fold this flap along this line, along the sink we just made. So just fold it right along that crease, kind of like that. So the crease goes right along this edge right here. So fold it over that edge, crease, unfold. Then you want to take this edge and bring it to the crease. It's a little difficult. And then unfold. Then you want to fold back on that crease from earlier. What we're going to do is we're going to take the mountain fold, we're going to pinch it, and we're going to fold it back. So bring this edge to this edge. You're just closing the gap between the two creases. It's kind of hard to do if the paper doesn't cooperate, but don't worry if it's not perfect. So there we go. And then you want to take this edge and fold it up to that edge. And now you want to turn it around, and you just want to take this whole edge and fold it over. You'll notice you have this little flap right here that gets stuck in all this. It doesn't matter. So just take this flap and just fold it all back. And if you just unfold it, there you go. That's one wing. I'll go ahead and do this one too. So take this edge, fold it over that edge. And then what I like to do is just unfold and flatten the pleats. I like it to just give it texture. I don't like it to take away from the wingspan. And then another crease you can make is just bringing this edge up to this crease right here. And then at the same time this edge up to this edge. It doesn't really do anything, but for some reason I like to do it. So this is what it looks like. This edge brought up to here, this edge brought up to here. Kind of making a triangular fold. And there you go. And we'll do it on this side too. And then you can fold this little itsy bitsy flap behind if you want, just to hide it. Alright, and there you have it. There is the origami winged heart. Congratulations if you made it this far. It's been a long video. Lot of just intricate things that happen when making the wings, but I still have to show you though the transformation from heart to bird. Quite a sentence I just said there. So you want to not unfold it, you want to turn it around, and you want to just kind of take your finger and push it into this little flap right here. And you'll see we have these two creases on the front for the crevice, and then we also have these two creases back here for the crevice. What you want to do is you want to take this and you want to just kind of push it in, and you want to make all four of these creases stick up. So you just kind of want to, and make sure everything else stays together. So you're basically folding on all the crevice creases at once. That is, again, an odd sentence. So once you have that, you just want to push it together. And make sure that stays folded in half. And then pinch it together. Now what you want to do is you want to just take the wings and fold them straight back. And then you can either just bend the paper, or you can full on crease it. I just crease it just to make it easier. But you just want to fold straight down like that. It might not be exactly straight up and down. It might be a little bit at an angle, but that's fine. Now, if you want to flap it with a beating heart on its back, if you take your fingers and hold it just below where this edge meets the crease, so right at that point, you can see where I'm holding it. And then you just take the head and pull it up. And you can see we've got the beating heart, and when it's new, it even makes a little sound, a little clicking. So yeah, you can even put the little eyes on there if you want. I do it just to make sure that people can. Yeah, those are really bad eyes. Oh well. And then to transform it back, you just want to fold the wings back out and then pull. And then then you just want to remake the crevice by folding through all the layers. And then you can fold backwards on these creases to kind of shape the heart back up. But that is the origami winged heart. Hope you were able to fold it. If there's any suggestions, I'm open to them. I'm new at this crap, so. But before I go, I do have some other models to show. For anybody who wants an easier model, I have the bunny bookmark. There's a little bunny rabbit. Worked really hard on that nose, by the way. It is pink. I know the lighting kind of makes it hard to tell. Plus, pink is just hard to see. But yeah, bunny bookmark and a variation on that, inspired by Jeremy Schaefer's puppy doghouse bookmark. Doghouse bookmark. The head, at least, is the puppy bookmark. You can see he's got his little nose, and that's his little, I can't remember what it's called. And then he got the ears. Yeah. And then we've got this little fish. This is actually an action model, because if we split apart the back fin, you can see he gobbles things up. That's why he's called the gobbly fish. You can actually open his mouth all the way, 180 degrees plus, and then close it up. And then last but not least, I have Mr. Happy Heart. I don't know if you can see it, but there's the little nose. There's his two eyes, and there's his mouth. I see it as an open mouth. I guess the crease could just be the gap between his upper and lower lips, but I see it as an open mouth. But yeah, so I'll probably teach the bookmarks next, just because they're simpler than probably the gobbly fish. But yeah, that, along with the models I showed in my demo previously, you can check that out if you didn't see it. Those are all the models that I can think of that I currently have. I can guarantee I'll have more by the time I get through all those. So yeah, if there's anything in particular you want, just comment, and I will be sure to take any advice or requests or anything. So yeah, till then, see ya.